I like to look at the body as a series of interconnected systems that is also sentient at the same time. I like using the movie Cars as an analogy, which are like it's like the Pixar cartoon where the cars are alive. And I think that a machine that is experiencing itself being alive and interacting with the world around it is a really good way to look at the human body. And one of the most important things when it comes to cars is the quality of the fuel that you put in. And secondly, when it comes to movement, is how you drive the vehicle. So when we're looking at nutrition, I think this is something that is massively misunderstood. A lot of the time, guys focus much too much on calories as the be all and end all of nutrition, and body composition and body fat as the only end result of what we're putting into our mouths. And in reality, a lot of the low grade mental and physical health problems that guys experience, which then manifest into chronic disease over the course of a lifetime, comes from the kilograms of food that we're putting in our mouth per week rather than the milligrams of supplements or medications that we're taking. And nutrition is what forms each cell in our body. Like we are what we eat. We're made of the nutrition that we put into our bodies. And I think the most important thing that guys can understand is that if you've been eating a terrible diet for your whole life and you switch to whatever the best diet for you is tomorrow, you're going to feel much better over the next few days acutely. But the real benefits are going to come when you've been consistently eating the right nutrition for a long period of time. When you've been the person who's had their diet dialed in for a while, you're going to be doing much better than if you'd only just recently changed your diet. And I think a lot of the time guys are looking for an instant result, being like, okay, well, I stopped eating junk food a week ago and now I should feel fantastic. So yeah, you should feel better, but this is a long-term thing that you need to commit to. And we don't have the shortcuts. We don't have the magic pill for this. We have we have a model and we have a paradigm that guys need to understand how and what nutrition is. And I think that when we're looking at nutrition, I think that a diet that is rich in bioavailable nutrients, that is low in inflammatory foods is important. And I think the best way to look at that is what's going to have the highest density of micronutrition in the most bioavailable format in the smallest volume of calories. Because one of the issues that we have is that we're eating too much nutrient devoid, hypercaloric foods, particularly the combinations of carbs and fats, which will override our satiety mechanisms. So we're overeating junk that the body is getting a bunch of dead energy from, particularly the high fructose corn syrup that's in the United States. We don't have that here in Europe. And that's causing a huge amount of inflammatory problems because we're becoming over fat and undernourished. So I think the cornerstones of a good diet and nutrition is red meat, as well as other nutrient-dense animal-based foods like eggs, good quality dairy if you tolerate it, and then using the rest of the plate to, incorporate things like good quality organic vegetables, good quality organic fruits, and ideally home-prepared food that is not hyper-processed and full of a bunch of emulsifiers, artificial flavors, artificial colors, that we don't really know what these things are going to do to us long term.